like a stool, like a
With
kitchen
makeup.
bench stool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, whatever works.
Yes.
Whatever works.
Everything on my couch.
All right, we are live on Facebook. So hi, Facebook friends. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining Lee and friends. I feel like we're like the Brady Bunch right now. Love it, love it. And we are also live on Zoom. So welcome everybody on both of our platforms. We would love for you to comment throughout the broadcast, ask us questions as we go along, interact with us because we're really excited to kind of share what we have in store tonight. Before we get started in our look, I would love for each of you just to say your name, where you're from, and how long you have been using Motives Cosmetics. So we'll start with you, Christian.
Hi, my name is Christian Lacey. I live in New Jersey. And what is the other thing?
How long you have been using Motives Cosmetics?
Okay, I've been using Motives for I want to say at least 8 years, but not really pushing Motives until like recently. So, but I've been using Motives for a good amount of time.
Love it, love it. How about you, Jatia?
Hi, I'm Jatia. I am based in Georgia, and I've been using Motives for about 2 years now. International conference, it'll be 2 years.
Welcome. I love that. I feel like that's like, I've known you longer too. When I know last night when we were talking, some people were like 2 years. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it feels like we've just known you forever. So thanks for being here tonight. And let's go to you, Danielle.
Hi, I'm Danielle, and I'm from New Jersey, and I've been using Motives since Motives originated. So a very long time.
Yeah, awesome. So you've kind of like been through all of our different like products and things, which is a lot of fun.
I've been able to see Motives kind of totally transform and wear many different hats.
Love it, love it. How about you, Renee?
Hello, Renee, Philadelphia area, Pennsylvania. And I've been using Motives for at least 13 years, probably more as a customer and a teenager.
That's awesome. And Beli, last but not least.
Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're here again. My name is Beli Yang. I'm based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I actually just hit my 3rd year, so I've been using it for 3 years. And you know, every day, or not every day, but every time I wear makeup, it's just all Motives.
Love it, love it. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lee Rader. I am also in Wisconsin. I'm in a small town called Plymouth, and I have been using Motives for, I think it's about 12 years now. I should really go back and look, but I'm super excited to share with everybody tonight. We're gonna do kind of like that no makeup look that is so popular right now. I think we can all agree that we're kind of seeing like less of the like caked on makeup on social media, and we're seeing more like real skin and real women, which I absolutely love. So we thought it would be fun tonight to share some of our favorite products that you can use to achieve that look, and also how to apply them. And we're also going to share along the way our favorite things about each product. And you know, when it comes to makeup, we all sort of have a different way of doing things sometimes, and we all have some really great tips to share with all of you tonight. So if you have the products, you can go ahead and apply along with us. If you don't have the products, just start making a list of what you're going to start adding to your cart, and we will share the links along the way as well, so you can go ahead and add them to your cart right away. But this is as interactive as we can get with everyone. So use the chat on Zoom and use the comments on Facebook to ask your questions if you're joining us live. And even if you're joining us on the recording, you can still ask the questions, because we will go back and make sure that we do answer them. So you guys ready to get started?
Yes.
I love it. So The first product that we're going to be using is actually called the Lumi Pore Minimizing Serum. And, you know, even though this is considered a serum, it's great to put on your skin at the beginning of your routine, of course, after you went through all of your skincare. So this would go on after your last step, which is moisturizer or sunscreen. And it only comes in one shade, but it does adjust to everybody's skin tone. You won't see a lot of color on the skin, but what it does is it kind of makes your skin look a little bit more flawless. It gives it just a little bit of glow, and it makes it look, I don't know, just beautiful, right?
It really
You
does.
guys, like,
Yeah.
how would you explain it?
It smooths pores. It does everything that you said. And I feel like it really is true that it really blends into everyone's skin tone. As a makeup artist, that all my clients, they love this. This is like an absolute must, especially for like weddings, special events.
Yes.
Keeping, you know, having your makeup stay on for all day. But I'll just put this on and it just makes your skin look really good.
And you know what else I like is a lot of men like it because they can put it on their face. It doesn't look like they're wearing a lot of makeup, but it just kind of evens out their skin tone a little bit. It will also make your wrinkles look less. So it like kind of hides them a little bit, like those fine lines and wrinkles.
It's
Absolutely.
very smooth to the touch as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it makes you want to touch your face, but don't touch it too much because it's not good. But it's very soft and feels really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've been using it as a primer lately. It reminds me of like when you paint and they put the primer down and like all of a sudden the wall is smoother and looks
Yeah.
perfect. That's what it does on your skin.
That's absolutely so true. And I think even like my skin type tends to be a little bit more on the oily side at times. And this really works good underneath my makeup. And I just use my fingers. Of course, my hands are clean, but I'm just applying it. I put a little bit more underneath my eyes and on my eyelids too, because I just felt like I needed a little bit. But I don't know if you guys can see that from like before I put it on till after I put it on. It just sort of like evened me out.
Yeah,
And
I
evens
love
out and
it.
blurs.
I love using it too. I don't know, my skin feels so good when I use the Lumiere to the daily brightening, the SPF, and then the pore minimizer, and like the combination of the two is really, really beautiful.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, it feels great on, and I already did my face, so I just wanted to show anyone that was watching that like it disappears. You can't see it, but it feels amazing.
Yeah, your skin always looks great too.
Beautiful.
Now, when I think of the no makeup look, I think of again like using something like this that evens out your skin tone, but sometimes we need a little bit of concealer to put on those areas where we maybe need a little help. Like usually I have a little bit under my eyes. I tend to get a little red around my nose, but you can conceal just certain areas on your face after the pore minimizing serum to kind of help mask those areas. And you can also use it to kind of achieve a lifted look, a little bit more of a sculpted look. And I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to try them because they were literally just launched within the last week. But we have a new sculpting concealer, and I happen to actually have all of them, but it's a really nice range and they are perfect for this look. So I'm going to show you a little trick using one of them here. Let me get.
And what's your color match, Lee? What do you use?
So it depends what I'm doing. So for this one, I'm actually going to use creme brulee as kind of a lifting underneath my eye. So underneath your eye area, I do like, you don't want to do it too light for your skin tone, but you want to go like just one shade lighter to kind of help brighten that up a little bit. And then I'm going to use this one, which is called Walnut, to do just a soft contour on my face. So the range is how many other, there's 2, 4, 6, I think there's eight of them. So it's really nice because you can definitely get a nice match to your skin. So because these are my testers, I'm going to use a wand here, but you can see it has a really nice doe foot. So you can, if it's yours, just kind of use it that way. but just to give a little bit of a concealer and also a little brightening, I like to do just the inner corner on my eye here. And then I will literally take it and just do a little bit here where it's almost like going on an angle up to lift my eye a little. Let me put a little there. And I don't know, it's hard to see sometimes in here.
Oh, you
And
can
then-
tell.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just because I get a little red around here and I have a little scar there. So better do the other side too.
And is creme brulee the fair tone with like the yellow undertone? Is that what that one is?
Let me look real
Or
quick.
is that the pink? Sorry. That's a
Because they're
great
new,
question.
like I'm still like memorizing them. So the creme brulee is medium with a neutral undertone.
Oh.
The brioche is a medium light with a peach undertone. So that would be a really good under eye area one too, if you've got a little bit more of that like hyperpigmentation, not hyperpigmentation, but like kind of a darker blue under eye.
Mm.
I'm also gonna put a little bit here by my lips. But I really like these concealers because they're not thick, they don't crease. The texture is really great on them. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Have you tried these concealers yet?
And also Lisa posted all the color breakdowns in the chat. So thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And let me just get a brush here.
Yeah, how do you like the color payoff, Lee?
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Oops, I almost dropped that. You actually do not need a lot either. I don't know if you guys can kind of see, but that's all I have on. And I'm just gonna just blend it in just a little bit. Just to give a little bit of a lift. But I like because they don't look like, again, a lot on the skin, but yet they cover what you're trying to cover. Okay. And then for the darker, let me grab this. So this is walnut, and walnut is dark with a tan undertone. And I'm literally gonna take just a little bit. I'm just gonna do stripe there. I always like to do a little contour here because I get a little jowly. So for those of you that feel that, you can put a little bit there if you get a little jowly. Okay. And then I like to do just a little bit on my nose because my nose gets a little wide on the end. And you can literally blend that out. So that's why I have the whole range, because honestly, depending on what you're doing, you can just grab whatever one you want and use it. So let me get this here, blend that out.
I'm going in with my Pro Beauty sponge to kind of blend that in, but I mean, and I think Jatia, are you using this sponge as well?
I'm also using my Pro Beauty sponge.
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
sponge is
using
amazing.
My color correction quad, because you see, this is well used.
Nice.
And so I'm waiting to get my concealers. I can't wait for them. But right now, this is my tried and true. And I love that I could use it for concealing, color correcting, contouring a little bit, and it's super quick.
Love that. Sponge is amazing.
And the sponge is so great. It's so easy.
Big fan.
All right, so our next product that we're gonna show you guys is our Lumi sticks and our 3-in-1 cream tints. So the 3-in-1 cream tints are brand new. In fact, they were just launched last week, I believe, right? I'm like, what day is it before? But a lot of people have been asking, like, what is the difference between the Lumi sticks and the 3-in-1 cream tints? And the Lumi sticks are kind of more like sheer. They're really great. Again, they can be used anywhere on your eyes, your lips, your cheeks, your collarbone, like anywhere you can use them. The 3-in-1 tints, you can use them on your eyes, lips, and cheeks as well, but the texture is really different. So I know, Kristen, you have the Lumi sticks. Why don't you share with us what one you're going to use and how you like to use it?
So I'm one of those people that I like to wear a lot of different blushes. So I usually use 2 Lumi sticks, and I love the names. Resting Beach Face which
Love
is
that one.
it's so fun. And then that beach, because you know I'm that beach.
Yeah,
So
100% that beach. Is that the one? Yeah.
so that beach, which is more pinky, I start off like at the most roundest part of my cheek, and I like to kind of build up.
Those
I'll put it
colors
on
look
my
great
face.
on you.
I thank you. I love this. And then resting beach face, I kind of put at the bottom, and then I'll blend it a little bit. I just do like that. And I love it because it looks like I've been sun kissed. Like it's very like dewy and glowy, and that's usually the look I'm rocking is dewy and glowy. I like that.
Love it.
Yeah, your
Right.
skin is like always naturally glowing. With that, it just gives like a extra glow.
I'm going to use Shady Beach. There's a lot of puns in these names. Shady Beach for a little bit of like bronzer contour. That's a brown luminous one.
I'm using Son of a Beach on my eyes.
And I'm gonna go in with resting beach face.
I'm using the Sugar Plum Cream Tint on my eyes.
I need to see that, Tia.
I'm
Lisa's is-
actually combining two
Ooh.
colors. It's resting beach face and shady beach. I use the shady beach on my outer corner, and then the shady beach in the middle-ish, just to kind of give me like that soft, warm glow.
And like honestly, like these are perfect to just throw in your beach bag.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah, they just
because
brighten you up.
yeah, when you need like a pick me up when you're at the beach all day, we can
Yeah.
only imagine, you know, right now.
I think the difference having the 3-in-1 tints and the Lumi sticks, because I love the Lumi stick, especially when I'm at the beach, is the Lumi stick is that very sheer, fresh face. You might not put anything else on, but you want that brightening on your cheek. And these tints, a little bit goes a long way. Definitely more pigmented, and the versatility. The Lumi sticks are versatile too, but you see like this can be a perfect base for a smoky eye. So
Yeah.
I'm slowly becoming obsessed with these, and I'm using my Motives eyeshadow brush just to get the shape that I want, because I'm not putting it directly on my eye because these are testers for me.
So these are the 3-in-1 tints, and what's really great is you get all 4 of them together, and they look kind of bright in the package. But I'm going to actually use one, and I'm going to put one color on my cheeks, and I'm going to use another one on my lips, just to kind of show you guys how versatile they are. So I think because I kind of did more of that coral color on my eyes, I'm going to grab this one, which is called Sorbet.
That's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do that on my cheek.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Well, maybe I should do a different one then. Because then I'll show, because I want people to see the different. Okay, so I'm going to use this one on my cheeks, which is going to be Sugar Plum.
I love these because you can make them as sheer or as pigmented as you want, whether it's the tint or the Lumi stick. I think with the tint, the one you're using, Lee, you can probably do more of like a buildable, a little bit more so than the Lumi stick. But I love like a lot of color on my cheeks and like a monochromatic look. So I go from my eyes up to my cheekbones, even on the sides of my face by my temples. I bring it down almost under the eye and connect it to the nose. I'm I am blush happy, beach blush happy.
I'm taking Sorbet and I'm putting a little bit like right above my pupil, just to give a little extra oomph on my eye. Because even though it's a quick look, doesn't mean it has to be super simple.
And you're definitely right. Like with the 3-in-1 tints, you can build it. Like I could even put a little bit over my Lumi sticks on my eyes if I wanted. And I like to put just a little bit more blush kind of there. And then I'm using a brush. You can use your fingers too if you want.
I do like the way they apply, and then when you buff them out with the brush so far, when I've been playing with them. And this one is gorgeous. I'm so in love with this color, the sorbet.
It's so pretty.
It's very
I
pretty.
think they're also so like versatile that like, you know, like me, sorry, like Lee mentioned, you can use your fingers or a brush, and it really gave you that soft look without looking like very patchy or anything like that.
Mhm.
Very blendable. It doesn't feel like you have makeup on, and yeah, it's just I think like the color selections are just amazing. It definitely is great for the summer.
Yeah.
And I do feel like too, the 3-in-1 tints, they almost stay a little bit more glossier looking on the skin. But when I say glossy, like it melts into your skin and it's not sticky. It's not actually glossy on the skin. It's so hard to explain. I wish I had like a better kind of explanation for it, but it just gives you more of like that dewiness, I guess.
I think they're like, I haven't personally used them yet, but just by seeing like pictures and videos, I think they're like, it's hard to explain it, the texture and the feeling of it, just like one of the products we're going to talk about later. Because I will explain why later, but it's really hard. It's just one of those things you have to try it yourself to really know what we're saying. Like, it's just really hard to explain.
I love the texture of these. I'm gonna use rose on my cheek. And my favorite way to do like any liquid or any cream cheek product, I like to put it a little bit on my hands, rub it together, and just cheeks.
That's a really great tip. I love that.
Super quick, super easy. And then if I do a little bit too much or I need to blend in more, I pick up my sponge.
Look at you.
I'm just done. But look, it just looks like skin. It looks like your skin, but better. But with like the pigment, I can't even, this is a product you kind of have to try
You
to
do.
understand the texture of it.
But here's
because
the
it's
thing, you
special.
guys. This is a limited edition product. And all our limited editions have been selling out so
They go
fast.
quick.
So limited edition means once it's gone, it's gone. So don't be one of those that's like, oh, I never ordered it. Now it's out of stock. Like you have to order it now. And I guarantee that you will be so impressed by just how to use them, because I mean, that alone, that tip was, I mean, I'm so glad I'm here. Because that's amazing to see.
I'm ordering 2 more of these because this one was kind of for my kit, but I need one for myself and one for a backup. And like, can we make them not limited edition? Because this is a phenomenal texture.
It really is.
I was telling my apprentice, my motives apprentice, about easy products for her. And when I showed her these, because I'm like, for teenagers, for moms, like this is a great gift for everybody. These are amazing. And you get 4 at a set.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm all about efficiency and multi-use products. And as I mentioned, monochromatic looks, they are so easy, so simple. I mean, yes, we love a good, bold look, but it's not for every day. And if you just want to kind of even out your skin texture, add a pop of color, if you're, running to the post office or the grocery store, and give that little pep in your step. I mean, everything we're using tonight is just perfect for that.
Yeah, and I actually just used the same color, Jatia, that you used, the rose, on my lips. And I applied it a little bit like more so that you guys can see it. But the last time I used it, I just put a couple dots on my lips and then I just used my finger and blended it in, and it was more sheer. But I also love how they feel so like hydrating on the lips too. So they don't like feel like dry or anything. It's just,
or like not sticky.
No.
But like Lee said, it's hydrating. Even the Lumi sticks, when you apply it even to your lips or your skin, it doesn't have like that tacky, or like it's like a buttery, oily feel. It just feels good.
Yeah, it does really feel good. So what do you
Did
guys
you girls
think
do
so far?
brows yet?
Yeah, let's go to our brows. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I always do lips last, so I'm like,
you have to talk about it because you've got it in your hand. So talk about it.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I love these. I mean, I have like no brows, so mine do need a lot of work, and I was gonna do them before I went on camera, but I didn't have time. My toddler wasn't cooperating. So these are so great. I love that they have such a beautiful fine tip. So you can really create very like more natural hair-like strokes. And I love combining the colors. Like I'll use like the taupe, I'll use the medium brown. Sometimes I'll use these in conjunction with our powders, you know, our eyebrow kit that has the wax. Because sometimes I like a little bit more grip on the eyebrows hairs. And I mean, the wax is great if you have that full luscious, you know, eyebrows are ready and you're blessed with that, then that's such a perfect, you know, kit for that. But then you can combine it and just create, you know, little hair-like strokes. So these are great. I go through these very quickly.
I do too. So
Yeah.
So do I. That's why I don't have mine. But
Well,
I
and
always,
you're
my
so
backup
right,
is the
though.
powder.
Like
They're
right
so
now, brows are everything, and it's like more that natural kind of like thicker brow, but like with the brush strokes where you can actually see it and they're brushed
Yes.
up. And on the other side, so one side is a pencil, on the other side you've got your brush, so you can just go ahead and, you know, brush them up. And I love that you said you use two different colors, because that's going to look more natural too, right?
Yeah.
Versus
Looks
like,
more natural.
yeah, one color.
I'm glad you said
And
that.
I also love the fact that when you draw hair strokes, whether you use a pencil or a brush, you need to make sure your tip is very fine. But these, I actually just got my brows tatted, so I don't have to really worry about them. But when before, I used to use them, and I don't even have to worry about sharpening them. I can still still draw my hair strokes. And you know, they're very like, even you don't really have to be light-handed with them. They just give off the perfect pigment. Most pencil, if you like, you could still be light-handed. It's just so dark and the line is so thick. But with these, like the tip is just so thin that do not be fooled by it. It is amazing. You just have to try it. It has cut my eyebrow time at that time in half. So I used to do my eyebrows in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
I love using the two pencils too. I'm so glad Danielle said that, because it does make it easier for a natural brow. And I'd use the dark brown and the medium brown, and I especially use the medium brown in the front to get those shorter hair strokes, so you don't go too much. We never want to have Nike brows, and it really helps. You have
Nike brows.
You know the Nike swoop.
Yes. Oh my gosh, but I never like called it that, and that's like
Now that's all
perfectly
you're gonna
describes
see.
it.
Now that's all you're going to see.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. And I also like to show my clients how you can use the pencil to actually measure where your brows are, you know, supposed to start. So you can go right along the bridge of your nose to the inner corner of your eye, and that's really where you can start your brows. So you can literally just take your cap off and place it here, make a little mark. And then for the outside, you actually go from the tip of your nose to the outer corner of your eye. That's where your brow should end. Put a mark there. And for the arch, you can go from the middle of your nose to the outside of your pupil. And you can do a little mark there. And then you can just connect the dots, brush through them, make some brush strokes, easy peasy, you're done, right?
That's one of my favorite tips. I love that, Lee. Thanks for sharing.
And I don't know about you guys, but when I do that no makeup look, I like to do just like a really soft eyeliner along my lashes, just to give my eyes a little bit more, it makes my lashes look thicker, and it gives them a little bit more definition without like looking too sharp. And I love using the coffee coal eyeliner.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. I love doing that. And I love like, just, you could do a little just in your waterline or like tight line your eye. And by doing that, it just kind of helps lift your lashes.
And these are also really nice to kind of smudge out a little bit too. So, so you're not getting that line. Oh, Christian's doing a nice tight line. So that's a really great tip, if you want to just hold your lashes a little bit and go underneath them and just almost go back and forth and smudge it.
I am totally a child of the 80s that grew up in the 90s. Like I am eyeliner crazy. So it's like any look I do, there has to be some eyeliner.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Oh, I was just to say, I really like when I'm trying to do just a natural look, I really like kind of just doing this tiny, tiny bit, and then it makes it look a little fuller, and then, the mascara completes it. Also, there have been times where for the life of me, I'm just having a really off day, and it doesn't matter how hard I try, I can't get a straight line across. And instead of getting frustrated, my solution is to just do this.
And I have hooded eyes. And so if you have hooded eyes, you almost can't do a line on top of your lashes, because then when you open your eyes, it just like takes up so much, or it transfers. Yeah. So I like to do the tight lining and get right underneath of those lash lines. And this way it kind of opens me up a little bit. Because if you put it on top with hooded eyes, it could like close you a little bit, right? And we want to lift and open.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I love these, like the kohl liner is my favorite.
And the white liner,
the coffee or the black, they're just so soft on the eye. Like it helps, like it doesn't like create, as much tension on the eye like some eyeliners do. And it just goes on so smooth, and you can really do like a smoky look, or, they're so great. Make it waterproof by, doing like a little 10 years younger spray with it. And you have so many like endless options with those liners, I feel like.
And the white one, I believe it's called Angel, is like amazing. If you've ever tried to use white liners before, like sometimes I'm not even going to talk about the problems. Let's talk about why Angel's amazing. The fact that it's so pigmented that it'll just glide on white, like, and that's really good, to do on the lower waterline, or you can do it to kind of lift at the arch of your eyebrow or the inner corner, like anywhere you would highlight. But they're just, it's so pigmented, glides so easily, like Danielle said. That's constantly in so many of my customers' orders, time and time again, because I mean, I haven't used another company's white liner, but apparently ours knocks it out of the park. That's what I keep hearing. Yeah.
I mean, I've used other white liners before, and they're not as pigmented, and they don't glide on as easily. Whether it's white, any color, you tend to really tug on your eye and really try to get that color pay off, and you can't. But with our kohl liners, like you don't even have to really like tug on your eye, just going at it gently, like you get the color payoff. And I mean, I'm a big fan of the black liner. And I kind of go crazy. I just close my eyes and just kind of go in. It drives some people crazy because they think I'm poking my eye. They're scared I might poke my eye, but I don't, because I've been doing my own makeup for so many years, so I'm used to it. And that's the beauty that's one of the reasons why I love our kohl liners, because it is very, very easy to use. The color payoff is just amazing. It's true black. Don't get intimidated by it, but it's a true black where it's not giving you that charcoal payoff.
Yeah, and gone are the days where you have to like light it with a lighter to soften it.
Oh my God.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
exactly.
We have the
showing my age.
Makeup. I love the coffee, especially because it's dark enough that it gives the same effect of black liner, but it's not so intense. So I have some clients that are really fair skinned and the black liner on them is too much. I love the coffee liner on brides, and especially with how fresh makeup is this season, that no makeup, really light look, you don't want to go in too dark. So this coffee liner is the perfect medium for every skin tone.
Love that. I love the word fresh too. It's fresh. Let's like just take a moment to talk about our most favorite mascara in the world. The Fiber Lush mascara. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Va boom, as I call it.
Va boom, ladies.
Good.
I can't say it's my favorite, but I love in everyone else. The reason why it's not my favorite, only because I have no lashes. But when I see on everyone else, I invade them because it's a really great product. So like I said, I didn't mean to, downgrade it, but I'm just saying that it looks amazing on everyone else. And so as long as I've tried it, it does give me some length and volume, but I love it in everyone else. You see a big difference, and yeah, I mean it's a must have.
I love
And
it.
we
It
have a great deal
restored
on it as well.
Sorry. It
Yeah.
restored my faith in fiber mascaras because I had a horrible experience when they came out originally, and I would not try a fiber mascara again until I tried ours. And I'm like, this is what it's supposed to be. I have allergies. I wear contacts, so I'm not messing with my eyes. It doesn't break up in your eyes. It doesn't give that spider eye effect. It's just the perfect natural lengthening lash situation.
And
And
it
it doesn't
stays.
flake.
Yeah, it stays all day long.
It does.
I don't know about you guys, but I like to start at the base of my lashes and almost like wiggle it a little and then pull it out because it kind of like bulks up there and spreads them apart and makes them
Gives
look
it more volume.
thicker. Yeah, volume thicker. And I didn't even like dip my wand back in. I took it out and used it on both eyes because I feel like less is more too, and like putting it almost on in like thinner layers is better. And yeah, my lashes are like loving me now. I always feel bare until I put them on, you know.
I also like
Yeah.
to go like behind the lash and just pull up.
Mhm.
It kind of curls and lifts, and it makes it so that you don't have to keep going in because you're putting the product behind your lash and in front of your lash.
Yeah. And you're coating like the whole entire lash
Mhm.
instead of just going under. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it like just, I
Yeah,
don't know,
you can
feels
see
better.
it.
I love how
Go
easily
someplace
it,
now.
I love how easily it grabs my lower lashes.
Yes.
Because they're so fine.
So fine.
Right.
Fine. And we do, Vila kind of mentioned it right now. You get two, almost for the price of one. It's a little bit more. So it's not like you're totally getting one for free, but it's a huge, huge savings. So I just usually buy the 2-pack right away because you should be replacing your mascara, every 3 to 4 months tops. Because number one, it's your eye area. You want to be really careful and with bacteria and stuff, but mascara tends to dry out a little faster. And I see a lot of people pump their wands. That's going to make it dry out faster. And I'm almost in need of a new one just because I can tell I don't have that much on my brush anymore.
Yeah, if you pump too, it definitely is. It's like forcing more oxygen and air, into the mascara tube. So definitely, I think a bad habit that somehow down the line people got into, but that's a no-no. Don't do that. Don't pump
do
it.
that.
If you want, you could just like swirl it. And, if you have too much on, then you could just take, just like a little bit off, or you can blot it with like a tissue or something, but definitely don't do the pumping.
Where
Yeah,
did the
I almost-
pumping come from? Like, where did
I don't know.
just
I think it's just like a natural, but I'll take mine out and I literally like just kind of wipe it on the end of the tube so there's not too much on there.
Right.
And you're good. You're good to go.
I already have the 3-in-1 cream tint and sugar plum on my lip, but I like my lips to look like really puckery and, give a little, little extra pucker. So I'm going to use, this is my absolute favorite lip glaze, Bashful.
Oh, I love Bashful. Yes.
I'm going to use this in like the middle of my lip to give it a little extra pucker.
I think I'm going in with Savage, which is actually one of our liquid lipsticks, but I love this color. And then if you want to like just add a little gloss, you can like double up and use, this is Gimme More. This is the Motives Liquid Lip Glaze. And these, I'm like obsessed with these. These are
That's
so
my
great.
favorite nude combination.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
looks good.
I was super excited to talk about these. These are the products that I was saying that like this is one thing that you have to try to really like you just have to try it. It's really hard to explain. I'm not a lipstick person. I mean, sorry, lip gloss person, but when I try these, I'm like, oh my goodness, they feel amazing on the lips. And my favorite go-to have been candy apple. And it's like a glossy red.
Mhm.
That looks amazing on you. I can always tell when you're wearing it. It's like the perfect color for you.
And it gives me the Bratz doll lip. So it gets you like that. Like you don't even have to like overline it. Just put it on and your lips are just puckering. So you have to try it. Everyone have to try it.
And I love that they're not sticky, because I can't stand it. Before I cut my hair, I can't stand when a gloss like gets caught up in your hair and everything. They're not sticky. They're the perfect,
Exactly.
soft, luxurious texture. I love how they feel.
Exactly. And that's why I say you just have to try it. It's just
Mhm.
really hard to explain how, like the texture and the feeling. It feels really great on the lips. Like when I bring this with me, I'm just sitting there putting on my lip glaze because I love it on my lips. And I love how it looks on me. So when I do a simple look, this is my go-to.
And for those of you that are tuning in, asking about like shades and stuff for fair skin or what color should I wear, we do have a Try Me feature on our Motives website. So you can go to motivescosmetics.com, go to our lip section, and you can literally virtually try on all the different shades that we have and see what they're going to look like on you before you even, buy them, which is great, right? You can try before you buy. And I know a lot of my clients have been buying shades they didn't normally think they would like because they did that. And they're like, oh my gosh, actually, I do kind of like how this looks. So I encourage you guys to kind of like step out of your comfort zone and order, shades that you wouldn't normally order that way. But we do have a couple questions, and I'm going to ask you guys some of these questions to see your take on this. So Jessica says that her skin eats up cream blush. So with her body chemistry, they disappear, and even powder does. Do you guys have any tips for her?
Layer them. I always, especially in the summertime, I always layer my liquid and my cream blush. Also, what you can do, because it's a pigment, it's also a form of coverage. So try putting your cream blush on under your foundation, and then put it on a little bit heavier, then put on your foundation, and then put on your powder blush. And when all else fails, we should always have our 10 years younger.
Yeah.
So the combination, this is how I keep long wearing makeup for my brides. So it normally helps with most people. I hope it helps you.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it starts with your preparation for the skin and it ends with how you set it. So definitely, if you feel like it's not lasting long enough, take a look into like how you prepare your skin. Are you using a primer and how you apply it? It also really affects your end results and how you set it. Definitely a great tip, Jatia, on that. And then, yes, the 10 years younger will really set everything, really melt everything together to give you that like flawless, like no creases or anything like that. So, yes.
Yeah, that's a really good tip because sometimes even people, their foundation will disappear. And if you think about it, your skin is almost like a sponge. So if you prime your skin first, it's almost putting that invisible layer over the skin so that whatever you put on can't just soak into your skin and disappear. It's going to actually sit on that primer in between your skin. So that's a really great tip too. I also like to do like, if I'm doing liquid foundation, I'll do like my cream tints or any kind of cream on that and not like do like liquid foundation, powder, and then cream, because sometimes it doesn't like kind of jive and it's kind of hard to mix in with the skin. But I love Jatia too, where you can almost layer And the 3-in-1 cream tints, I would really try those too, because it's like a whole different like texture than cream blush or even, you know, obviously powder blushes. And that might be a really good thing for you to try and kind of experiment with too. That's a really great question. We also have a question from Vita, and she's wondering that like when you wear false lashes, do you like to put mascara on before your lashes, after you put your falsies on, or both?
I personally do it after, but you know, I don't think there's any rule. You could definitely, I've done it for people where they've asked me, and they're like, oh no, I think I do want lashes. And so I've already done some mascara, and then I've added on like a pop of individuals, and it still blends and looks good. And as long as like, you know, you just do a light coat of mascara, I think you can, it will still look nice on the eye. But personally, when I'm doing my own, I usually tend to do my falsies and then my mascara. And then, like you said, Lee, like at the base with the mascara wand and, you know, really like lifting up the lashes and kind of blending the two together.
Yeah, and I do kind of like, I like to put my mascara on first and then put my lashes on, because I use my lashes like so many times. Like I'll get like 10 uses out of them, and I'm so lazy, I don't want to clean them later. But then sometimes I'll just take a spoolie and make sure they're blended in together too. So it does like, and I've done it that way too. And it just depends, I think, what look you want, what you feel like doing. But you're so right. There's like no right or wrong answer when it comes to that. But you do want to make sure they blend, because I don't like it when you can see like the falsies look separate than the lashes, if that makes sense. What do you guys, do you have any other preferences from any of you?
I like to do it after because I find I'm great at putting lashes on my clients, but I'm really clumsy at putting them on myself. So I find when I need to adjust more, it's easier to adjust my lash and get it closer to the base when I don't have mascara on. And then if I don't get it close enough, then I could use that mascara to blend them up and blend them in, and it makes it easier for me.
Yeah, that's a great tip too.
Yeah,
Well,
for
let me-
me.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna
Eli is
say.
the lash queen. I need to hear from you.
Yeah, we need your answer, Eli.
Oh goodness. I mean, I'm just a falsie queen. I'm not the actual natural lash queen because I don't have lashes. My lashes are very like your typical Asian lashes. So sometimes I do curl mine, sometimes I don't because you can't really see them. But this is this is more like for application. Um, sometimes if you have this, like I don't have a lash glue in a tube like this or a squeeze tube, but if you have one like this or even with the one on the brush, what I do is I'll squeeze a little bit, make sure the backing hand is clean as well. I use like the end of this, scrape a little bit. It helps me control how much glue I put on my lash line or my lash band, and I'll apply it on. I like to start from the corner too, and then kind of let it dry a little bit, and then start from the corner, and then just let it sit on my natural lashes. Then I'll adjust from there. Yeah, and some people do prefer to cut the lashes in sections and apply it on. For me personally, I just plop the whole thing on, and they still turn out great. So like I said, for me, for more like lash glue control, I use like the end of this, or like with the brush, like it's a little better. But yeah, mainly my tip is just to use this end. Yeah, just to help with that lash glue control.
That's a good tip. We have another question from Jessica. She said, what should I use to apply primer? Is toner and moisturizer enough to keep liquid makeup on? Less is more, question mark. My skin gets oily with too much products. So who wants to take that one?
I'd say it really depends on your skin type, and you might have to find what works for you. Primer absolutely has its purpose, and we kind of talked about that already. But I mean, you could try just, your toner and moisturizer and your liquid makeup. But if you're finding that it's slipping or absorbing or not staying on or things like that, then absolutely add a primer, and you should see significant benefit from that.
And maybe trying the pore minimizing serum instead of our traditional primer as a primer. The other thing that you can try is our matte moisturizer, which also works great kind of as a primer on especially on oily or even combination skin. And then the other tip that I have, and I do share this usually in some of my classes, is you can take the No More Shine and spray that on your skin before you put your foundation on. That will also help with a little bit of oil control as well. But also make sure you're using the right skin care regimen, because sometimes if your skin is actually dehydrated, it will produce more oil later on in the day to kind of make up for the fact that it is dehydrated. So you can do our skincare analysis or our custom skin quiz by going to motivescosmetics.com and just click on the Learn tab and go through that. Make sure you're using the right products, and then do a mask once in a while. Like I love our Lumi de Vie Moisture Intense mask. It's absolutely awesome, and it'll kind of help give that hydration to your skin. And I find when I use it, my skin is just more balanced for a while. So the best way to apply the primer, I mean, if it's on a client, I like to use a brush. If it's on myself, sometimes I'll use my fingers. I do teach my clients to use their fingers the first couple times so they can feel how much they're using, because our primer goes a long way. And what I've found is people tend to overuse it if they're using a brush and they don't realize how much is going on their skin. So that's kind of a preference thing too. But if you have acneic skin, using a brush is probably a little bit better. Just make sure you're cleaning it regularly.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Anyone
moving
else?
parts to that question, but hopefully that was helpful, Jessica. And if you need more help, you can get in touch with the person that invited you.
I always do think less is more, like you said, Lee, like when you do that primer, because if you apply too much, it's going to have like the opposite effect, you know, so you might get a little more of that slippage.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody absolutely looks amazing, and we all look different, even though we all have like our no makeup look. And you know, I just like appreciate all of you being here tonight. And we could just kind of put some 10 years younger spray on too if we wanted to make sure everything stays real good. And yeah, Danielle's already got it, Renee's got it, Jatia's got it, and that'll kind of almost give that nice like glowy look to the skin too, without looking too shiny or anything like that.
And you could also spray the pH normalizer as a setting spray. I used to use that, like, you know, years before we didn't even have, you know, 10 years younger. So, you know, then I kind of switched over, but I still love the pH normalizer, and it's just like a great way to like refresh the skin. So, you know, I would definitely recommend to try the 10 years younger and the No More Shine, but you can also use the pH skin normalizer too.
That's a great tip. Or even if you feel like you just need a little hydration through the day, like just kind of spray a little bit of that on.
Yeah.
And Yen Yap, she's asking, you know, how do you prevent eyeshadow to smudge? And that's going to be the setting spray. Like, honestly, it really does set everything really nice. It does say on the bottle, it makes everything last up to 16 hours. So, you know, you can spray it on after you put all your eye makeup on and everything. If you have your mascara on, maybe be a little careful that you don't saturate, so you don't get transfer, but that's what I would suggest.
And give it time to dry. Some people rush off, and give it time to like set in and dry before you start moving your eyes around.
Yeah, that's great too. All right, ladies. Well, what are you guys all going to do tonight now?
Wash my face.
Skincare time.
Netflix.
Maybe film some TikToks. We were just talking about this last night at the Creator Summit. But maybe film something while we're all made up.
Do something while we have our makeup.
Actually, for once,
my husband notices how pretty I am.
Yeah, exactly. For once, I actually have a meeting right after this, so someone will see me. So
yeah.
But I do. I mean, it just makes me feel like good when I take the time to just do. And obviously, we were talking this whole time, but how long do you think this look would take each one of you to do, you know, if you just did it quick in the morning?
5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
10 at the moment.
5-10 minutes.
10 with the toddler.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
usually
it.
like changing her diaper, putting on like a little bit of product. Like
he likes to climb me while I'm doing my makeup, so it's
yeah.
Yeah.
Mine tries to grab it and do it herself. So I have to pretend to do it on her and then.
You guys are too funny. And mine just like came in here before. I don't know if you guys saw him, but he was
I knew that was a child.
peeking in. Yeah, he's a child, but he's like 6'4". So he's a big child, but
Yeah.
it doesn't take long. So I hope that we inspired you guys to like try some new things and create, your own version of, with using the products that we talked about and some of the tips that you've learned. And when you do, of course, always share it, tag Motives Cosmetics in all of your posts. You can also use the hashtag Motives Nation so that we can find you and feature you. And I also want to let you guys know that all the ladies that joined us tonight are actually our beauty advisor influencers. And so follow them on social media, see what they're doing. They're going to continue to share some looks with our new products that we just launched and we are going to be launching soon. And so I learn a lot from all of you ladies. So I just appreciate you being here tonight and sharing your knowledge and your beauty with all of our viewers. And, we hope to be back again next month. Actually, Lisa, when is our next session? I don't have it in front of me, but we do have another beauty lounge planned in a month or so. So put her on the spot, see if she's looking at that up quick.
I'm snuggling my toddler. I'll put it in the post in a second. I'm pulling it up.
Awesome. And then check out motivesacademy.com because we do actually put everything there as well. And of course, follow us on social media and you'll see all of our posts so you know when to join in all of the fun. So thank you. Oh, so May 23rd, and we're going to be featuring our Moments collection. So we have a pressed pigment palette that's coming out, and then we'll talk about the 3-in-1 cream tints again and kind of show you how you compare it with that palette as well. And so hopefully you guys all join us then too. But thank you, ladies. Any last words before we say goodbye?
Have fun.
We appreciate you having us. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you.